Jim, there's a lot to talk about in the Titans' victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Are you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All right. My first question for you is about Marcus Mariota. He had his second consecutive game-winning drive, and he really seems to be coming into his own as the Titans quarterback. What is your evaluation of him over the first quarter of this season?
Well, I've just been impressed with him and his ability to come back from the injury. He showed some guts. Obviously, he was injured in week 1, came off the bench in a win against the Jaguars, then was kind of back to himself against the Eagles. You saw one play where he had a collision, got up and got in the face of an Eagle defender and was making throws downfield, making big throws, especially on that touchdown drive at the end of the game. And watching that game, I couldn't help but think he's back. I mean, this is what we're going to see from him moving forward, and I think it's a great sign.
The Titans wide receivers really seem to step up in this matchup against the Eagles. Do you think guys like Corey Davis and Tajay Sharp had a little extra motivation going into this game?
Well, I just think they know this is their time, especially when Rashard Matthews leaves, like what happened last week. These guys realize they're on the spot. They're not going to win if these guys don't step up and contribute. And we saw Corey Davis have a breakout game. We saw Tajay Sharp with a big touchdown. Taywan Taylor with the huge fourth down catch on that game-winning drive. And you're going to see those guys get more and more opportunities. And as they play and make those big plays, I think they're going to keep getting better.
Switching to the defensive side of the ball, it seemed as though the Titans' draft picks had an increased role in this game. What stood out to you about their performance?
Well, Harold Landry, for one, just his ability to get off the edge, make plays, not only on rushing the passer, but just kind of diagnosing plays and being in the right place. I mean, the guy plays with tremendous speed. He's going to keep making an impact. We saw Rashaan Evans and his snap count go way up. I think he's going to get better the more he plays. Dan Cruikshank continues to be involved in special teams. I'm going to take it one step further. An undrafted guy, Sharif Finch, who gets his first sack of his young career. I mean, all these guys are improving.
We heard from Logan Ryan earlier in the program. How has he evolved and his role within the defense evolved in his second year with the team?
Well, I think it starts with his leadership and what he did this offseason. He was one of the guys that organized the workouts for the defensive backs, him and Kevin Byard. And I think he feels like he's in a better place this season, in year 2 with the Titans. He's playing better at corner. He's been involved in some blitz packages. And I think he's settled in and he's really playing nicely.
You wrote an article on TitansOnline.com taking us through some of the top 12 game-winning drives that the Tennessee Titans have had. Did you change the criteria and manipulate it a little bit so that the Titans' game-winning drive against the Eagles would be number 1?
Well, it was a game-winning drive that ended in a touchdown, because when you open it up to field goals, you're going to have a much bigger pool to pick from, like the Rob Baronis kick, 60 yards. There was a game against the Giants, a comeback game in the field goal. I kept it to touchdown drives, and this made it number 1. The drive against the Eagles, it passed up a 99-yard drive that Vince Young led against the Cardinals. I think back in 2009, Steve McNair's on that list at number 3 for a comeback he made when he came off the bench at Three River Stadium. But when I looked at those 12, what stood out to me the most, Marcus Mariota's led 5 of them. It's 5 from Mariota, 2 from McNair, 2 from Vince Young, Jake Locker, Matt Hasselbeck, Ryan Fitzpatrick, all those guys on the list. But for Marcus to have 5 out of the 12 at this stage of his career, he's already got 11 game-winning drives. Pretty impressive.
So no funny business here.
No funny business. This is strictly, I did shrink the criteria, but we do have a new number 1.